Hey guys, and welcome to your February 2020 Tarot Creativity Forecasts. My name is Kayleigh Jean, and welcome to my channel. I record these readings for artists, creatives, entrepreneurs, and anybody who is working on their personal growth or their spirituality and self-expression in any way. So if those areas of life are intriguing to you right now, go ahead and keep watching. I also want to give a really quick announcement about the Tarot Self-Therapy group course that we have coming up. I will put all of the information below. This is a course that starts actually this month in February, and all of the information again will be in the link below this video. It's essentially a course that takes you through really forming a deeper personal relationship with your deck from specifically a self-therapeutic perspective. So we're going to be working with the cards in a very gentle way, getting to know the archetypes and exploring the archetypes and their ins and outs very in depth, and also working with self-healing spread work and how you can really use tarot as a self-healing tool. So if you're looking for something to indulge your curiosity in, especially when it comes to tarot and divination or even healing work in general, this course could have a lot for you. And we also do have a group where you can chat with other participants as well. Alright, so that information is below the video. Let's get right into your reading. Okay, Aquarius, let's get into your February reading. Happy birthday, by the way, those of you Aquarians who have February birthdays, and I hope that all of your birthday wishes and dreams come true. Also, for those of you who had January birthdays, I hope that your birthday went totally awesome, and again, that all of your dreams and wishes come true. While I was tuning in for you guys during the meditation, I was being shown a person kind of standing, and they had like a little bit of like war paint on their face, and they were sort of gearing up, like trying to kind of psych themselves up. And then there were a group of people, like a smaller group of people standing right behind them who were kind of talking them through it and kind of encouraging them and saying like, you've got this, you've got this. And then behind those people, there was also like, I couldn't see any of their faces, but there was like a bigger crowd kind of like way in the background that were also cheering the person on. So the way that I am interpreting this as I sort of sat with the symbolism of this image is actually that I feel like this month in February, there could be some things going on in your life that are causing you to, number one, get out of your comfort zone. But number two, also causing you to kind of need to rally the troops in a way, like to rally support from your closest friends and family, but also from people that are from your wider circle. So I don't know if you are a creative person, Aquarius, who is maybe deciding to run some kind of crowdfunding project. Like that could be one really practical way that this energy could be relevant for you. If you're a creative Aquarius and you have a project that needs financing, definitely look into crowdfunding this month, or within the next few months whenever you're deciding to begin the process of going about getting that funding. I think you have more people who have your back than you realize, and you might be one of those people who has those stories of like, well, I just put it up on GoFundMe, and my goal was 10,000 or whatever you need, and you end up doing 100,000, or there could very well be situations that come up that make you realize that you are way less alone than you thought you were. And also at the same time, paradoxically, it kind of adds this sense of personal responsibility to it, because you're like, wow, if this resonates with as many people as it seems like it does, I really want to make sure I do a good job with this. So there's a sense of you taking on more responsibility, perhaps taking some more risks at this time, or really pushing yourself to get out of your comfort zone. But there are also a lot of people who want to see you succeed, and those are the people that you should be listening to right now, Aquarius. Those are the people that you should be paying attention to. There's always going to be haters. There's always going to be people who are naysayers, or who just want to see other people, feel badly about what they're doing, or want to tear people apart, especially on the internet. If you're doing anything on the internet, you're going to see some of that. that, but the vast majority of interactions that you have with people, Aquarius, are going to be incredibly supportive and positive for you. And I think those are the people that you need to listen to as far as what their needs are, what they're looking for, what matters to them, what's important to them. Even if what you're working on is something like a cause or it has an element of activism to it, I think it's like you're going to be really wanting to, like, you're going to be really motivated to listen to those people who are your core supporters. They are going to be encouraging you, but they're also going to be giving you really valuable insight into what you can do to serve them, or to serve your wider community as a creative person, as a business person, whatever you're channeling your creative energy into. So that's the message. It's a pretty big message. I'm excited to see what comes up in your cards to help you kind of navigate this energy. So Aquarius. Okay, I'm using the After Tarot. I just love this deck. It has a real kind of powerful energy to it. Sometimes these cards feel really alive to me. And there's a link below as well if you want to look more at this deck. And then we'll get your Animal Spirit Oracle cards for Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. Wow, so we've got the Path card is the Hyena. And the influencing card is the Firefly. So really, really cute, especially considering, you know, this message of like the crowdfunding and the like starting something. That definitely to me has that kind of fire starter or almost like Kickstarter energy with the Firefly. So something is coming live. Something's going live in your life right now in February. And it's illuminating things. It's bringing things to light. It's maybe even you bringing light to something that you've been working on so far behind the scenes, right? And then now the lights are coming on. So that's exciting. But I think, you know, your Path card, we definitely need to talk about that with the Hyena. Because the Hyena in this deck, it can relate to almost being a little bit like harsh or sarcastic. So when this card comes up, it's important to be aware of maybe like the darker aspects within yourself. And primarily, I feel like the way that those come out, particularly for Aquarians, is self-criticism, or like being too harsh on yourself primarily, but that can also extend to others, especially when we get into the topic of ethics. Like most Aquarians are so committed to what they feel is fair or what they feel is right. And so when they are in relationships or when they're in connection or they are influencing other people around them, they can be really, you know, they may not realize it, but they can be really demanding, you know, on other people based on, you know, what they have this like visceral sense of what is fair and what is ethical and what is integral. So that can be a way that this can also turn into maybe like a shadow side, because you can be almost too hard on yourself or other people, taking things a little too seriously in certain ways. And your traditional ruler is Saturn, which is a very serious energy. And even Uranus, for me to an extent, it's a very grassroots planet as well. But there can definitely be kind of a I just want to say, I guess, like a very objective side to a very Uranian personality, which can sometimes move over into being a little too unfeeling when it comes to situations that require a little bit of warmth and empathy. You can be a little hard on yourself. And usually, like I said, that's the way that this tends to manifest. But so with the Hyenas, your Path, you want to be careful of that. You want to be careful as well of any voices within you that say that what you're working on isn't worthy of, you know, support, or anything that may come up within you as kind of like a dark voice, like saying that, you know, you're an imposter, or that that this is a half-baked idea, or that, you know, you're not ready, because I really feel like you do kind of need to start before you're ready a lot of the time, in order to learn how to do something. It's how we learn. Like, how do you ever know that you're ready? I mean, there's really no way to know when you're ready to do something other than that you have, you know, a genuine personal relationship to whatever it is that you are considering doing, and have actually done your homework. But only you can really be the judge of that. Only you can really be the judge of what you know, Aquarius, and what your capabilities are. Nobody's going to be able to know that better than you. So you have to be kind of a kind and impartial, but also, you know, warm-hearted judge of your situation, and try and avoid kind of being a little too hard on yourself mostly, but that could, like I said before, also extend to other people. But the influence is the firefly. So the other thing that I get here is that what's going on right now is sort of a delicate new beginning. The firefly is a much smaller creature, whereas the hyena is this one looks very mature. It looks like he's kind of been around the rodeo or whatever. Like, he's just kind of not new to the game of life. And so this could be like the side of you that is maybe a little bit scarred from having to deal with criticisms, like harsh criticisms from maybe other people, even people who raised you, or people who were teachers to you when you were younger, or whatever, or even people like in the social sphere, if what you're doing is an online business or something like that. There's like this ever-present fear, I think, of almost like either saying something a little bit insensitively and then getting a ton of like pushback all of a sudden, or being misunderstood. And sometimes that fear can put us into this dark place of not sharing our work and not putting ourselves out there. And that would be the worst thing that could happen, Aquarius, is that you would silence yourself out of fear of being misunderstood, or fear of having your words, you know, construed. So I think that it's really important that you recognize right now that the changes that you're initiating are delicate, and the fresh start energy that we see with the firefly, this is a delicate energy. Like, you need to protect it. So don't bring people into your sphere that you know are going to be harsh and judgmental and critical. Don't bring people in on a project that you know are going to abuse that privilege. Okay, so be a protector of your projects. Be a protector of your own energy and your own resources, until this thing gains more momentum, all right? So let's take a look at your tarot cards. Knight of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, beautiful, with strength, and the King of Wands, the Three of Swords, Five of Pentacles, King of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. Wow. Okay, so this is really powerful. What I want to say is that in the beginning of the month, it looks like there is this really rapid movement and a stroke of good luck towards something that you are really like fired up about and passionate about. With the Knight of Cups, you know, this is a card that has everything to do with following your passion, following your bliss, as Joseph Campbell says, being the traveler, you know, that is kind of taking things more spontaneously through life. Like, you're on a journey and you're pursuing what you love. You're pursuing always the things that give you a feeling that you enjoy. And that you enjoy having. And so there's a sense of like moving in the flow of something that really pulls at you on your heartstrings. You know, it's like it's something that you're very passionate about. And as you are moving forward, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which also focuses on the beetle, which is a Egyptian symbol of good luck. The beetle is. So there's a sense really with this Ace of Pentacles and the hand holding the beetle. That's why I said before that I feel like there's a stroke of good luck on the path towards something that you're excited about. And the way that these are laying out, it's like, here you go, you're moving along. And then there's like a flash of optimism, or there's a flash of opportunity. And this is giving you that strength to move forward. This is giving you that strength to embrace new responsibilities that will add more to your plate. Like, what you have to get done, what you expect of yourself, it's going to add more to that. But I think that you'll also have to be letting go of some things that, you will not be able to put as much time into. That's also part of this. But I think for you, Aquarius, right around the time of the full moon in Leo on February 9th, that is, opposing your sign. Leo and Aquarius are opposite on the axis. So you're going to have something coming through around that Leo full moon that's very, very significant. It's in your 7th house of partnerships and like other people, basically. So you could have, a Leo person that you're involved with either coming into your life, or some kind of important culmination with a Leo person around that time. Or this could just be saying that this full moon is bringing in for you, it's bringing in this kind of sense of like new development, or like it's taking you to the next level. Almost like if you're in a video game, and you go from like one level where you have to get everything, you have to finish all the tasks on that level before you can go to the next one. So this is kind of saying that around this Leo full moon on the 9th, you're going to be changing levels. You're going up to the next stage. And I feel like, with the Strength card, there's a Leo card, and then the King of Wands for me is a Leo card. So they're both Leo. So it's a really strong energy, and I see that you're kind of embracing it. So you could be embracing like some form of the Leo energy within you, which is your shadow, right? Like the opposite sign for you represents sort of the shadow of you. So, Scorpios have a little bit of Taurus in their shadow, and Taurians have a Scorpio in their shadow. And by shadow, I just mean unexpressed traits, but that are like very much there underneath the surface. And so for you, you could be stepping more into a Leo-ish role in your life. You could be becoming more of a leader. You could be becoming a parent with Leo. You could be becoming somebody who is more like out there in the scene, like on stage, somebody who's being seen publicly more, somebody who is maybe even talking about faith and religious matters as well, which are also a Leo thing. Music as well, expressing yourself through music. So there's something here though, there's some kind of development that you're really happy about, and I see you kind of taking hold of it, like she's hugging the lion. So I think this is good. I think this is really good. It's something that's coming in, that you're earning it, but it's also more responsibility. So you're going to have to be really thoughtful. And that's really where the energy of the 3rd week of February comes in. Some of you could be releasing something from your life that you no longer have time for, and that could be sad. With the 5 of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords, you may also, like, one of the things that is coming through as an example of this, and maybe, it's very specific, but it's almost like when you go to this next level of being able to express your talents and skills, you may not be able to work with as many people one-on-one anymore, because you're being asked to, instead of working, like the example that's coming to mind is like if you're a tutor or a teacher at a school, but your curriculum you've designed is just like amazing and you're doing so much revolutionary work with the kids at the school, then the people that organize the school could be noticing that and being like, wait, hang on, this Aquarius has got something good here. We need to figure out what they're doing. And so then they kind of pull you out of that role where you're really up and close with people, because they want you to train other teachers to be able to do that. They want to take some goodness of what you're doing and bring it up higher into the system, so that you can then share that and spread that strategy or that knowledge. So it kind of removes you though from the thing that you originally got into this for, and that could be kind of sad for some of you. Likewise, if you're a coach, like let's say if you're a life coach and you've been doing a lot of one-on-one work, but now you're realizing that it's draining you a little bit and you need to start just teaching coaching to other coaches because your method you feel needs to get out there, and that it's really helpful for people. And so you're just kind of feeling this need to kind of maximize your time so that you're not only doing things one-on-one anymore. And that might be sad because you have to break from these people that maybe you really enjoyed helping, or maybe you found a lot of meaning by going into these very intimate, processes of healing. So with individuals, as you're actually talking to them face to face and getting to know them and their story, that might be kind of sad for you to have to walk away from that. So again, these are just examples. I know that you can kind of apply this symbolism or the metaphor to your own life in whatever way it makes sense. But I feel this energy, and I feel like there's sadness around this. I feel like there's a sense of loss with these cards that we just can't ignore. It's here. The feeling of loss and the end of an era is here. Even though you're moving to things that are good, things that are a good use of your strengths, and things that will challenge you to continue to grow and evolve, which is what your soul needs to do, it's still sad to walk away from the past. It's still sad to have to leave a role behind that you actually really found a lot of meaning in and a lot of support in. So I'm feeling you on that, Aquarius, and I think that maybe it would be a good idea to kind of take a day or two off, if you can, a day or two extra off in that third week of February, because you could be feeling a little raw, and you could be feeling like you want to maybe talk to someone, and that would be good. There could also be heartbreak in a relationship, but I feel like more so this feels to me like the energy of, what I just explained, the metaphor of removing yourself from a more intimate helping role or profession into something that's a little bit more broad spectrum, reaching more people, and it's going to be good for you in a lot of different ways, but it just feels like, like you are questioning it. But this is just going to need some time. So take a little bit of extra time off in that third week of February if you can, to really nourish yourself, really take care of yourself. I think that especially even in the last week of February, we have the King of Cups and the Ten of Swords. So, and the King is pouring out his cup. He's pouring out one of the things that he has. He's sort of spilling its contents. So I do feel like there's the end of some kind of role. That's what I really want to say. It's like the end of a way that you've approached things. Maybe even because it's cups, it could be an emotional way that you related to other people that has unfortunately become draining. And now it's time for you to approach things from a little bit of a different perspective, or handle things and information and your contributions from a little bit of a different perspective. But it doesn't change the fact that you are human. You're an Aquarius, so you're not as emotionally kind of outwardly gushing and expressing things. Most Aquarians really do not take offense easily. They don't typically, every chart is different, so you have to look at the whole chart, but people with strong Aquarius who really relate to the Aquarian archetype are, typically not super emotional in terms of gushing and letting things out in that way, but you're still human, so you're gonna have those moments of doubt, and you're gonna have those moments of questioning, is this the right choice for me? Is this going to create too much space? Is this going to remove me from the role where I've actually been able to really help people? Or is this going to be the wrong choice for me in my relationships? Whatever it is, I think that there will probably be some questioning going on, Aquarius, but I also feel like you're making a choice that is life affirming. And so I think that sometimes in order to make the life affirming choice, we actually have to allow something else to die. That's just, it's the mystery of life. It's the big question mark, the cosmic question mark. But that's really, I feel, something that you could be really pondering and really embracing and accepting within yourself, that in order to embrace this life, this challenge, this new challenge and this new life into your existence, you're gonna have to let something else fall, okay? But I do feel like once this maybe sort of coping period or this adaptive period is over, I think you will know for sure that you're on the right track and you will not question it. You just have to get through the little, pain period that we all go through. You just have to go through that little section of time where you are maybe grieving the loss of, a chapter of your life or whatever, but time heals all things. And especially when you start to really get to mold the clay of your new life, Aquarius, that's going to be so incredibly liberating and exciting. I think you will just be floored. So I hope that this reading gives you some hopefulness and something useful to think about as you go through the month. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to let me know you're still with me, you can leave me a little heart emoji down below and let me know. I'd absolutely love to hear from you guys. If you want to support the channel, you can always like this video. You can share it with an Aquarius buddy who you think could benefit. You can also choose to donate any amount, and that would be so super helpful. It really is beneficial to my channel. Even just $1 is insanely awesome, and I send a prayer of gratitude and thanks for every donation that I get. So there's an option for that, which I'll put below the video. I'll also, again, link the Tarot Self-Therapy information below as well. Sending you so much love, Aquarius. I hope you take care of yourself, have an amazing month, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!